Watch as these feisty folks try their luck with the stoic soldiers, only to get hilariously put back in their place. Horses took. This lady thinks she is in the clear by keeping a safe distance. That is until the royal horse pulls some unplanned moves. With a sneaky sideways lean, it grabs the corner of her blazer and gives it a good tug, sending her tumbling to the ground. Who knew a royal horse could double as a wrestler? Boys wake up. A cheeky boy stands next to the guard, trying to test his limits with some questionable signals. The guard, clearly mad, gives a stern stomp and a side-eye that could freeze water. The boy's playful behavior evaporates instantly as he bolts away faster than you can say public shaming. Woman selfie blunder. Next, we have a little girl peacefully beside the royal horse, when a bold woman swoops in from behind, grabs the reins, and yanks her head towards her like it's her photo prop.
Step back!
The woman quickly retreats, realizing she's crossed a royal line. Guard's order. This guy gets too close to the royal horse and instantly grabs the reins. But the royal guard seems in no mood, and he shouts a strict,
Get off the rein! Get off the rein!
Guards aren't here to make friends, especially when you're getting handsy. Guard's dramatic nudge. In this clip, we see a guard channeling his inner drama queen. After stomping his gun on the ground, like he is making an entrance at a ballroom dance, he gives the lady a gentle nudge. Was it too much? Or did she have it coming for crossing the invisible line of royal patience? Horseplay gone wrong. This girl decided to pet a royal horse, enjoying its playful nature as it licks her hand. But things quickly take a turn when the horse clamps down with its teeth, holding her hand in a surprisingly firm grip. His friend rushed over to free her hand and finally got it out of the tight grip. Protesters versus Royal March. When we say the Queen's guards wait for no one, we mean no one. And this clip clearly portrays that. Watch closely as these protesters attempt to block the Royal March. Cheerful lady. Here is the perfect example of what happens when you joke too far in front of the royal authority. Unexpected bite. Here comes another Karen, blissfully ignoring the giant beware sign and petting the royal horse. The horse teaches her a lesson by clamping down on her fingers. She yelps in pain while frantically freeing her hand. The guard, looking thoroughly annoyed, delivers a stern warning.
Start clear the king's safeguard!
Guard's response. Here, we have a guard chilling in his corner, boundaries marked, while tourists snap their pictures from a respectful distance. But of course, there's always one. This time, it's a guy who has to get that perfect, up-close shot.
Get back!
Horse rope mishap. Here is a girl standing way too close to a royal guard on his majestic horse, despite the glaring sign behind her. Naturally, she grabs the horse's rope like it's a county fair. The guard, unimpressed, shouts a warning before nudging the horse forward. Foolish man. And now we have an unhinged male Karen who decides he's brave, or foolish, enough to take on 3 armed guards at once. He messes around, throws a few punches, and gets a taste of guard justice in return. Reprimand received. Watch as a brave soul decides to mimic a royal guard's march, and then, for extra drama, taps the guard's shoulder.
Get back from the Queen's Guard!
Boundary-crossing Karen. Next, we have a classic and oblivious Karen, who marches up to the prohibited area where the guard and horse are stationed. Ignoring the clear "do not enter" commands, she stands up in the middle. The guard, clearly having none of it, delivers a thunderous warning that could be heard in the next kingdom over. Touching gear. A guy tries to sneak a touch while snapping a photo with a royal guard, clearly forgetting that personal space is a thing. Seriously, who touches the royal gear? Influencer vs. guard. Here is another guard minding his own royal business, standing watch in the corner when a wannabe influencer decides this is his moment. The guard gives 2 loud stomps, a warning dance if you will. But the vlogger is too busy chasing likes. Finally, the guard stomps right at him, sending the vlogger scurrying back. Horse hit. A girl approaches the royal horse with a cheerful grin, but the horse decides it's playtime. The horse gives her a solid whack that sends her tumbling to the ground. Surprisingly, she's laughing through the incident, treating it like a wild amusement park ride. Royal push. In this clip, a royal guard is on duty, marching with all the stern grace you would expect until he spots a wild Karen in his path. Guard's discipline. Watch as some kids laugh at a royal guard pose for a photo in front of him. Big mistake. The guard swiftly stomps on the ground, indicating that discipline must be maintained, especially near the Queen's guards. Dance disapproval. Here we have a guy dancing in front of 2 royal guards, clearly having the time of his life while being filmed. The guards start with a foot stomp, but he keeps grooving. Finally, they up the ante with a loud "get back" and a fierce look that makes him stop mid-spin. Clear the path. A guard is striding through the royal castle, looking every bit the epitome of regal authority. Suddenly, folks decided to gather around, which hindered the guard's path. With a commanding shout that echoes through the halls, he clears the way faster than you can say, "Royal decree." The crowd parts like the Red Sea, and the guard marches on, proving that respect for authority is non-negotiable, even in a castle. Aggressive push. Here are 2 guards peacefully doing their rounds when they spot a woman in his way and don't miss a beat. By the time she realizes, she has been squashed between 2 Queen's guards. No slowing down, just a textbook guard maneuver. If you're in their way, you better be ready to move because these guards have no brakes. Unplanned horse hit. This guy cheerfully lines up for a photo with the royal horse, thinking he's made a new 4-legged friend. But the horse has other ideas and starts getting too fussy, tossing its head dangerously close. The man awkwardly tries to play horse whisperer until the guard steps in with a sharp "don't." Guards march. Here is a royal moment you don't want to miss. A guy stands unknowingly in the path while a whole group of Queen's guards march through. Horse's reaction. A woman, already nervous around the royal horse, tries to exit quietly, but the horse has other plans. With a swift move, it turns, gives her arm a surprise bite, and then calmly returns to its position. like nothing happened. Guards roar. This next clip starts calmly and cheerfully, and for a moment, you might think that nothing bad is going to happen until the Royal Guard lets out a roaring, get off the rope command that has everyone stepping back and walking away. Guards' authority. Talking about strict warnings, here is another footage of the Royal Guard showing off his authority through his commands, but this one had people laughing rather than getting scared. Horse's force. Another guy tries his luck with a photo op next to the royal horse, but the horse is in no mood to pose. It grabs his hand with a forceful tug that nearly lifts him off the ground. With his feet barely touching, he scrambles to get away. Maybe the tourists must learn that when the horse pulls, it's time to stop pushing your luck. Guards lecture. And now we have a group of enthusiastic friends who huddled up around the royal horse to get the perfect royal group selfie. But the horse didn't like the guy blocking his view. Thus, with a little shove, it sent him flying to the ground as others watched in surprise. But maybe the best part of this incident is the "told you so" expression, written all over the guard's face. Horse's warning. The next girl starts by getting a mild nudge from the royal horse, clearly not taking the hint. She moves in closer, and the horse picks up the ante with a firm bite. Picture perimeter. And to top off this compilation, we have two girls who rushed over to get their perfect picture with the Royal Guard, but in doing so, they forgot the perimeters they have to stay within. Strict reminder. This next lady, impressed by how easily all the other tourists were taking their perfect photo, marched straight up to the horse, ready to pet the royal horse. But as it turns out, the horse wasn't in its best mood, and neither was the guard.
Do not touch my reins!
Reins reach. This group of girls is happily gathered around the royal guard to make memories. When one of them decides to go for a solo shot and inches a little closer to the royal guard,
Do not touch the king's lifeguard!
he quickly loses his calm and lets out a loud command for the girl to stay back. Poor girl didn't know a little lean over could result in such consequences. Confident woman's nibble. Up next, this daring woman decided she could beat the horse's biting streak and confidently stood next to it. However, all it took for her confident armor to shatter was one slight nibble at her arm. Dance displeasure. Here is an epic moment where a woman decides no boundary is enough to keep her from being an annoyance, and thus she throws her glove over the barrier into the restricted area. Guards warning. In a world where TikTok dances are more popular than ever, this girl thought that it was a good idea to give her little performance right beside the royal guard. She turns, she twirls, she sways. Was she trying to impress the guard? Well, we hope not, because the guard's stoic expressions and hard yet fast stomp on the ground was the royal way of saying, "Please take your moves somewhere else." Joking consequence.
Get back! Get back!
If there is anything we have learned about the Royal Guards, is that they are not a huge fan of selfies, especially the ones taken from a close distance. And this guy attempted to do just that. He slowly walks up to the Royal Guard and pulls out his phone to capture the golden moment. But his dream of being photographed next to the guard is quickly shattered as the guard lets out a cold, chilling warning to step back and keep the distance. Horseplay selfie. Next, we have another scene where Karen thought they could mess with the royal horse and get away with it. Watch as this guy steps closer and starts petting the horse, ignoring its pissed-off expression. While the horse did not respond much violently, the guard let the man know that disturbing the royal horse wouldn't be tolerated.
Kill Pancake!
Petting fail. If walking into trouble had a face, it would have been of this little girl who walked right up to the royal horse and was pushed back by a slight lick and nudge. She attempts to go near once again, but the horse's quick reaction is enough to tell her that now may not be the best time to do so. Close selfie trouble. This video shows that you don't always specifically have to do something to push the royal horse over the edge. Horse's nudge. While the guard might have reacted calmly to the previous visitor, he didn't waste a moment in letting this next girl know where she should stand.
Get off the ring!
Elderly photo fail. So here is an elderly man trying to get a perfect photo op with the royal horse and guard. He steps up on the platform, thinking he has found the sweet spot.
Get the box!
The guard, unimpressed, shouts at him to get down. The man complies, but then he takes a good, hard look at the warning sign next to the horse. Surely, it takes a royal wake-up call to notice the royal signboards. Kids laughs. And now we have a guard who showed the world that respect for royal authority is mandatory for everyone, regardless of age. Here, a few kids were laughing and giggling, unaware of the consequences of their actions as the guard marched nearby.
Get off the fence!
Man halt march. Watch as the two guards holding their weapon do rounds across the royal castle. On their way, they spot a guy who doesn't seem to bother about anything around him. As always, the royal guards don't stop for him. In fact, they give a loud "get back" command and push, which displaced the male Karen with a jerk. Surely, royal guards know how to deal with annoying Karens in their way. Distance is a must. In the following video, we can see Karen standing too close to the Queen's guard. This mindless Karen needs to learn that there is always a fine boundary between guards and the public. Annoying Karen. In this video, you can see two women trying to pose for a perfect picture. As they continue with their photo op, one of the two Karens gives a pat to the horse. However, the horse didn't react this time. But surely, the Queen's guard got bothered by her action, and he booted her. Sentry box photo. Next, we have a female Karen getting her photos snapped by another girl. Alongside, a royal guard can be seen marching back and forth. Everything was normal until Karen stepped into the sentry box behind her. The guard, realizing that the girl had stepped into the box, shouts aloud,
Get out of the box!
"Dear Karens, don't mess with the royal guards and their belongings too." No cozy photos. Next, we have a female Karen who tries to stand too close to the royal guard while getting a perfect picture, but she is quite unaware that guards don't like close photo shoots. Mess with Reins. Let's top up this compilation with this video. Here, a female is posing for a picture with a royal horse. She is ignorant of the rules of Reins, so she keeps on holding the royal horse's reins while posing for a photo. Suddenly, the guard angrily reacts by saying, "Don't touch the reins," which causes the female to run from the scene immediately. That about does it for this video. Did you enjoy it? If yes, then why not like and subscribe? We have way more awesome content coming your way. And as always, we would love to hear your thoughts in the comments down below. Until next time, goodbye.